What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I gotta say, there is so much content to talk about. It's actually crazy. I'm trying to juggle each game equally, so please be patient with me, and know I have multiple commentaries in the works. I just don't enjoy double uploading on single days because it hurts the YouTube algorithm, and I feel like it's a little too much JB for one sitting, you know? But today we will take a break from the COD news and return back to Battlefield 2042 because they just released a trailer the other day over on YouTube showing off 3 more maps in detail, along with some specialists being used and showcasing actual in-game footage. And even though it's only about a minute and a half, I gotta say, from what I saw, it did nothing but pump me up more for the release of this game. So far this year, whoever the team over at DICE that is in charge of marketing, or maybe it would be EA, but whoever's in charge 100% learned from their mistakes with Battlefield 5. Because so far, every single trailer and blog post has hit perfectly. The only trailer I haven't enjoyed was the TV trailer they released, which seemed directed completely towards the Call of Duty audience. But besides that, man, everything looks so crispy. But with that being said, let me shut the hell up about all of that stuff and get you guys and gals straight into the beautiful footage that DICE has released to us of the 3 new Battlefield 2042 maps. First off, I want to mention how gorgeous this game truly is. I don't care what anyone says. The colors they chose for this game is a perfect combination of both Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, while still holding a unique place so nobody says it's just a copy and paste. Also, not only the colors, but just the atmosphere and designs of these maps, the attention to detail, the lighting, the layout, all look absolutely amazing. I know everyone hated the first map, Orbital, we played in the Battlefield 2042 beta, but I guess I was one of the rare people who actually had a good time on that map. Going into more jungle-styled areas over by the C flag, and then just a minute or two away you can go over to D and fight by a rocket launch in a huge skyscraper. The variety throughout each map is insane, and you truly get an amazing vibe from going from flag to flag, because each flag has almost its own completely separate environment, if that makes any sense. And even though it's not Breakthrough where all the enemies are clumped up into one area of the map, which I can't wait to see how this works out with 128 players, that is going to be absolutely insane to see. But even though it's not that style of gameplay, and it's just Conquest, I still found a decent amount of players scattered between C all the way to D. If you branched off and went to spawn flags like A or F, I believe is the other one, then yes, you'll get no combat from time to time, unless you're, spawn trapping or something like that and they have no other flags. But sticking to central areas, you'll always find action as long as enemies have control of that flag or they're trying to take it. But playing on Orbital has got me pumped to see the rest of these maps, because seeing the variety of gameplay across the whole map of Orbital makes me curious to see the variety of some of these other maps. For example, right here, you could be up in the hills of F using long-range rifles, or you can travel over to A, which seems to have more buildings to fight across, or by all means, go zipline right up to B, which looks like the infantry sweat's wet dream. Each map has multiple flag points, which all seem like their own mini battles, much more than they have in any past Battlefield title that I can personally think of. Also, seeing how the weather worked in Orbital, as well as knowing that there's going to be multiple different weather types coming at launch, I am beyond excited to see how the rest of these maps will play. The tornado in Orbital was fantastic, and at the same time, it wasn't so overwhelming that it made me want to skip the map because I got tired of dealing with it. It was introduced in the best way possible, that even until the final day of the beta, I was still pumped to go battle around it, because it added a cool atmosphere to the battles. But if each and every one of these maps have their own weather effect, like maybe one of them has an avalanche that could possibly happen if too many tanks or heli pilots pop off in a certain way, or maybe a volcano that erupts and causes a certain part of the map to turn into a hotspot where you have to move more smartly around the flag and hold different choke points, completely changing the way a certain flag feels, or maybe an earthquake that's specifically set up for, one map to save the developers the hassle of coding all of this for each and every map in the game. But it'll be awesome to see an earthquake happen, and the ground gets busted up so tanks have a rougher time, navigating. But at the same time, infantry can use the cracked up streets as cover. Also, this earthquake could cause certain structures to collapse or crumble in certain areas to make indoor building warfare more interesting each time you play this map. The possibilities are honestly endless. Also, very quickly, go down in the comments section and put a weather feature you would love to see in Battlefield 2042 and why. I'd love to see what the community could come up with because, like I said, the possibilities are literally endless right now. But seeing the scale of each map and the layouts and structures that they're showing us in this footage right here, oh man, I can just see so much potential. But the question is, will DICE take advantage of this potential? Also, another thing I would like to point out is how great this game seems to be running. It doesn't matter if this footage is running on PC or console. In the beta, regardless of what platform you are on, the game was a disaster. Helicopters chopping through the sky, tanks stumbling around everywhere, ragdolls going haywire, wonky animations. But in this specific gameplay here, it looks polished and phenomenal. I know this is probably on private servers along with bots set up in certain areas so they could script a very cool yet clean trailer. But at the end of the day, this is official gameplay. This isn't anything that was animated. This is actual recorded footage from inside the game. So yes, a lot of the issues might look better because they weren't playing on the god-awful beta servers that we dealt with, but servers don't fix everything about the game. I bet I could load up that Battlefield beta with no players in the lobby, or even having all bots, and it would have played just as bad as it did with a full server of actual people. So seeing this game in an actual playable state is amazing. I just still, till this day, don't understand why DICE or EA didn't allow us to play this build or something closer to this build. It just doesn't make any sense to give players who are coming to test out your game to see if they would like to purchase it or not a 2-month-old glitchy, unstable build. But as long as the full build of this game can at least run semi-decent like this trailer, then I'll be happy, because I know the game will launch with some bugs. I think all the Battlefield fans know this, but at least the glitches hopefully won't be as awful as the ones we encountered in the beta, because if they are, then this game is going to lose literally all of its support, especially from the hardcore crowd. But overall, I'm insanely impressed. I know this game is not launching with as many maps as Vanguard, but I think the size of them will truly make up for it. Like I said, playing Orbital was almost like playing 2 different maps in one, which that is pretty much what it is, because if you play on last-gen console, the C half of the map is completely gone, and you only play on the rocket side, which is more like a normal-sized Battlefield map. So, playing on one map like Orbital has endless possibilities for Battlefield moments, and also for your own personal gameplay moments. Like I said, do you want some building warfare, close-quarter combat, a few good sniper spots, vehicle gameplay? Go to the D side, or buy the Tower Rockets. Do you want more tactical gameplay? Jungle warfare, bushes and tree lines for cover, hillsides with multiple flanks? Go to the C side of the map and get a whole different experience. Also, all the other maps in this game are apparently going to be around the same size, if not bigger, besides one map, which will be a tad bit smaller, city-styled map. But what this means is if the rest of the maps have the same vibe, then the replayability will be out of this world. But that doesn't mean that they can just give us no more content and call it quits here. It's a great start, but this amount of content will get stale pretty quickly. You see, the Call of Duty formula was always meh because they released a game with no maps and then gave us such tiny amounts of maps in each content drop. But they learned now with Vanguard releasing with 20 maps, so when they slowly release maps, it won't be such a pain because we already have a ton of content. Now with Battlefield 2042, we have a decent amount of content, but it's in an awkward middle point where if they don't get content in the game, it will make the community bored very quickly. If they pull a Battlefield 5, the game will lose popularity in huge waves, so they need to stay on top of the content drops. I think 2 maps a month or a month and a half would be great on top of more grindable content. But the maps need to be the same size as the ones that are already in the game. If they want to release more small-sized maps, then instead of 2, I would say 1 medium to large map with 2 smaller-styled maps every month or month and a half would probably do the trick. But ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to showcase these brand new maps that are coming into Battlefield 2042. Well, not brand new, but the rest of the content that's going to be playable at launch. It has done nothing but made me even more excited for this game, I gotta say. After playing the beta, I fell in love with the title. I know, glitchy, buggy, awful, but the gameplay was so addicting that I just wanted to keep coming back for more. I was literally willing to go through the pain and the suffering just to get that gameplay fix. So I can't wait to see what launch is going to be like, if it's going to be more polished off, and even what this game is going to be like 4 or 5 months, even a year after launch with all the content that's going to be added in. And when they finally get into their groove, I can't wait to see the future of this title. But But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have a Twitter and a Discord. Both those links are down in the description. And also want to catch me live streaming some video games I do over on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.